Joining our conversation, Greg Bluestein, political reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. What is this like there for some of these Republicans to become national figures, your Secretary of State, Gabriel Sherman, and for these Democratic candidates to really be getting a big boost from national Democrats?
Yeah, I mean, it's transformed Georgia's political environment here. As you mentioned, Gabe Sterling, who's a lower level state elections official, has now become almost a household name in Georgia politics and national politics right now. Vice President Pence was just here in Savannah. We've got President Trump coming tomorrow. And as you mentioned, former President Obama just held a virtual rally with the Senate candidates. So we are getting accustomed to becoming the center of the political universe for at least a few more weeks.
And we're all consuming your reporting on the race. So let me read from your piece today. You write that President Donald Trump could deliver the unifying boost Republican incumbents have been dreaming about Saturday when he holds his first rally in Georgia since losing the election, or he could deal them lasting damage by intensifying his war with Georgia Republicans who refused his demands to overturn the election results and casting more doubt on the integrity of the state's voting system. I mean, I don't need to tell you, two of his allies called on Republicans not to vote because the fix is in. Trump does not seem to have these races on his mind. He said that the most important speech of his presidency was a 46-minute rant he delivered without any cameras in the room. I mean, is there really an expectation that he might stay away from these divisive things and really make the case for the Republicans?
Judging by his Twitter feed, no, not at all, because he's continued to attack Governor Kemp and calling on the governor, the Republican he endorsed in 2018, to take emergency steps that the governor doesn't have power to do, to somehow block the certification of an election that was already certified 2 weeks ago. And that's why Vice President Pence was also down here today trying to project a sense of unity. Telling Republicans who had bought into the idea that the election was rigged, that even if they're angry about the election results, to come back out January 5th. But the fact that Republicans have to reassure their base to come back out and vote for two Senate incumbents says it all.
What is the sort of worldview on what happened in the election from most of the Republicans in the state? Do most of them accept that Donald Trump lost in some Venezuelan-backed conspiracy or fraud, or do most of them accept that it was a fair election, and even if it wasn't, the state recounted the ballots several times and Republicans certified them? I mean, what do most Republicans in Georgia think happened on Election Day?
Yeah, this week I kind of made it a mission to interview dozens of Republican voters at these rallies around the state. Many say that there's problems with the election, that there were issues they had, there were concerns they had, but they didn't necessarily go as far as President Trump to say it was rigged. But then I also went to the Sidney Powell rally on Wednesday in the northern Atlanta suburb of Alpharetta, and I thought there would be a small crowd there. I thought there'd be some onlookers. I'll tell it this way. There was more Republicans there at any rally that I've been to in Georgia, excluding rallies that involve Vice President Pence or President Trump.
Wow.
That's how packed it was. 1,500 or so people were there. And I interviewed many of them, and several of them told me point blank they don't know if they're going to vote on January 5th.
So I guess that's a good sign for Rudy Giuliani and Lin Wood, and a terrible sign for the Republican incumbents. If you had to make a hunch based on where the state stands right now, what do you think the odds are for an outcome that puts Democrats in these seats come January?
I think we're going to start seeing some polls that show a razor-tight margin here. Republicans probably still have the edge because they've won every statewide runoff election in Georgia history. But at the same time, you've got Democrats who are coalescing behind Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff, and you've got Democrats who understand that the big problem for Democrats in Georgia has always been remobilizing, re-energizing the African-American base of voters here, and they feel like Raphael Warnock can help them do that.
Greg Bluestein, it is really great to talk to you. We read your reporting, but it's great to have you come on and share some with us. I hope we can call on you again.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.